welcome to Better Biz. I have a really interesting guest with me here today. The Chief Learning Architect of Maven Zeal, Matthew Mason, is our guest. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Anthony. It's great to be here.
Matthew, I wanted to ask you about your beginnings. I know it sort of started with you being quite frustrated with the way online learning was going, really, wasn't it? And you wanted to create a different experience. How did that sort of come about?
Yeah, it was interesting. I suppose there was frustrations at two levels. One was just seeing some of the stuff that was being developed, and it was this frustration around the quality and seeing that, I suppose, not enough work was probably done at the early stages to really understand what the problem was and really understand why we actually need to create this content. And so as a result, we would see too much content being put out there or the wrong content being put out there, or it was just really poorly designed. One of the issues that we've got is with the tools that we have available nowadays, it makes it very easy to create online content, which means it's very easy to create bad online content. Going back sort of, 10, 15 years ago, you actually had to do a bit of coding and you had to really be quite technical to be able to create some of that online content. And so therefore it was, limited to a few that could do it. Now a lot more people can do it. And that was part of that frustration. We're seeing really bad content going out there and going, this just isn't appealing. It's not engaging. It just isn't what people want. So there was that frustration. The other frustration as well was, I suppose, I was sitting in an organisation, and I suppose a lot of the content that we were developing was very much the same. And I personally wanted to go out and create different content, working with different people. And as a result, that's why I sort of branched out and started out my own business to be able to have that freedom and flexibility and create a whole range of different types of learning content.
Yeah, because your history in terms of creating content and being involved in that learning space goes back a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I always scare myself when I start to think about it, but it's coming up to 24 years when I actually first started working in the training or learning and development industry, and very early on in my career, I was developing content. A lot of that was print based initially, but then started to look at using some of the online tools and started creating online content. So I've been doing it for a good 15 odd at least years. I talk about some of the tools, and Adobe Captivate is a popular e-learning tool. And when I first started using it, it was actually Macromedia Captivate. So I was using it before Adobe had bought the product. And it was one of the very sort of foundational e-learning products that I was using. So I suppose I've probably showing my age, but being around a little bit with creating a lot of content, seeing a lot of changes, seeing a lot of the different options that we've got available now that we didn't have before, and seeing some great ways that we can actually engage people using some of the content and methods that we've got available.
Matthew, there's so much more that we could talk about, but for now, if people want to get in contact, how best do they do that?
Yeah, they can jump on our website, mavenzeal.global, and from there, they can jump on the contact page, book in a time to have a chat with me. They can jump on, there's a link at the top of the page to go and do the scorecard to measure how they're performing against our 6 key pillars. Or they can jump on the Academy link and have a look at our courses that we've got on Maven Zeal Academy.